Good morning, MSM students, families, and friends. I'm so glad that you're able to join us online today. Technology is awesome. So last week we started our series on loving God and loving people. We looked in Matthew chapter 22 when the Pharisees confronted Jesus and asked him which of the commandments is greatest. And Jesus responded, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, and mind, and love your neighbor as yourself." Last week, we focused on the love God part. How do we love God with our heart, soul, and mind? We talked about when we love something with our heart, it comes out in what we say and what we do. I gave my example of coffee. Well, if we truly love God, do the things we do and the things we say reflect that? We talked about how our soul represents our being, our core of who we are. If we love God well, we set ourselves aside to follow his commands and make wise decisions, even when maybe we don't want to, or it's not easy. We talked about loving God with our mind means putting our mind on things that are holy, things of God. The world has a lot of information to offer. We've got the whole internet at our fingertips. But do we take time to really think about who God is or what he says? When we read our Bible, are we reading it just to check it off our list of Christian things to do? Or do we really take time to think through what we're reading and how we can apply it to our lives? These things are tough. They're not easy. It takes practice. We're going to mess up. We're not perfect. But the cool thing is we have a God who is perfect and who loves us a whole lot. And as we learned before, his steadfast love endures forever. So this week, we're going to look at the loving our neighbor part. How do we love our neighbors well? Who is our neighbor? Well, they asked that same question to Jesus, and Jesus responded with a story. In Luke chapter 6, Jesus tells the story of the Good Samaritan. I'm going to ask you, read through this today. Maybe sit down with one of your siblings, or get your parents to read through it with you. And when you read the story, think about, which of these characters do I relate to? Which one do I think I would have been if I was in this story? Because you see, Jesus teaches us loving people is easy when it's somebody that we like or somebody that is like us. But it can be tough sometimes to love people that maybe aren't exactly the way we are, that don't look like us, act like us, or like the same things that we do. But God shows us that when we love neighbors the way that he intended us to, that we love whoever he puts in our path. If we truly want to love this way, we have to be ready to love whoever, whenever, and however we're able to. So we have to ask ourselves, who has God put in our path? Who do we need to show compassion to? Who can we love this week? Because guys, if we look around, this world is hurting. It's really needing some love right now. So think of that person. Name them. How can you show them love this week? Because remember, all the commandments in the Bible come down to these two things. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, and mind, and love your neighbor as yourself. We're going to be sending you guys a question guide to go through. Sit down with your parents. Sit down with your whole family. Go through it together. Put technology to the side for a little bit and read the Bible. Ask these questions. Think about them. Discuss them as a family. It'll be good. Later this week, be looking online for some more content on Instagram and Facebook as we connect with you guys throughout the week online. Finally, feel free to reach out. We're here. We want to love and serve you guys the best way that we can. Have a great Sunday. I can't wait to connect. Keep it real, MSM.